John's still getting his picture taken. Here he goes.
Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us today. This is a great morning in Florida as we announce a new campaign and initiative here in Florida to make us indeed a safer state. As you can see, I am joined by many that are committed to making us the best state in the nation in not only fighting crime, but solving outstanding cases, because we know that goes a long way into protecting our communities. Today, I get to announce a new partnership with not only the Florida Crime Stoppers, which has just been a remarkable, successful organization for many decades in helping us keep Florida at historic crime lows. But today we are announcing a partnership with a man who has dedicated his life's work to solving crime and catching criminals, and really being a voice for victims and helping bring closure to victims throughout our state and the nation. John Walsh has been the relentless force behind America's Most Wanted and the National Center for Missing and Exploiting Children. Because of tragic personal circumstances, he has used that drive to pursue fearlessly criminals in all corners of our country and beyond. He is dedicated to this mission and indeed has the same drive and focus and passionate pursuit today that he had decades ago. Today, we are announcing a new partnership and campaign with Mr. Walsh and Florida Crime Stoppers to help encourage Floridians to play an active role in our crime fighting team and helping us solve crimes. For many of you, you know that when I came on board as the Attorney General, we had 27 different anonymous crime reporting lines across the state of Florida. And as I will explain later and give you a unique example, many times those that commit crimes do not stay in the jurisdiction in which they commit crimes. They flee to other jurisdictions. They may reside in other jurisdictions. And we really need a way and a program to involve those in the communities that may have information about crime, which might not be in the jurisdiction in which that crime was committed. We need Floridians to feel a part of that process and continuously examine if they have information and feel comfortable reporting that to law enforcement. So in 2020, we announced a one-number, consistent, uniform, anonymous crime reporting line, ** tips. Very easy to remember. I had a young son at the time. I said it to him once and he remembered it thereafter. Floridians can remember ** tips, and they can dial that from any cell phone anywhere in the state and give information about crime that they have, and it will go to the right jurisdiction that is investigating that crime. Florida continues to lead in new initiatives, being proactive in how we are addressing the problems. And in fact, nationwide, they took Florida's example and our program of a uniform crime reporting number, and ** tips is now available nationwide. We are so proud of that. And now it's time that we really engage and recruit law-abiding citizens to become members of our crime-fighting community and team to help us solve more recent crimes, but even long outstanding unsolved crimes. Unlike many areas of the state and of other states and cities, we want to make sure that we have relationships with our citizens and law enforcement so that folks feel comfortable being a part of this team and a part of this process. So they can do it anonymously through ** tips if they are experiencing an emergency or if they feel someone else's safety may be in danger imminently. We need people to call 911 immediately. And these are just some ways Florida will continuously stay ahead of crime trends and make sure that what we see around the nation in some cities and states never takes root here in the state of Florida. I have to give a lot of credit to Florida Crime Stoppers. Just in the last 12 months alone, they had more than 59,000 citizen tips that were reported to them. That led to more than 2,700 arrests that may not have been made if we did not have those tips. And they paid more than $987,000 for anonymous tips that led to arrests. I give a lot of credit to our Florida Crime Stoppers, many of them volunteers that are standing here today. I also have to pay due respect with such admiration that I have for the men and women that chose to commit their professional lives to this incredibly important profession of law enforcement. Thank you for making that choice, whether it was last week or whether it was decades ago. All of you, including Sheriff Bradshaw, have just been incredible partners as we fight crime and make our communities safer. I want to just give you an example of a way that you can be a part of a multi-jurisdictional case that may help us solve crimes that we have not been able to hold someone accountable for. In September of 94, a young girl, a 5-year-old, Amanda Doherty, went missing from her bed. 2 days later, her body was found in Palm Beach. So even though a crime may have occurred in another jurisdiction, she went missing from Broward County. The body was found in Palm Beach. This happened back in 1994. September 24th of 1994 is when her body was discovered. We asked the public to help us solve that crime. And again, I plead with the public, anyone, anywhere in the state of Florida, if you have information related to that crime, please call ** tips. Even if you think that the information you have might not be significant. Please let us make that determination. As some of the experienced investigators standing behind me today would tell you, it is often the fact or the tip that someone thinks might not lead to a conclusion or might not make a difference is the fact or the tip that solves and breaks the case. So if you have information about Amanda Doherty, the 5-year-old little girl that was abducted in 1994 and her body was found here in Palm Beach County, please call Star Tips. One of the ways that we make Florida a stronger and safer state is engaging our community members to be a part of this team. As you can see, keeping our children, our families, our community safe is so important, and it drives all of the successes of this great state. We led the nation last year in net migration. More than any other state, people moved here. We broke tourism records. We lead the nation in new business formations last year. That is not an accident. That is because we are all committed to making sure that this is a strong, stable, safe state to raise a family, to enjoy your life, and to pursue the American dream. So to all of you that are helping us do that, thank you. And with great hope and optimism that today we are recruiting many others to join this team by calling Star Tips, I thank you. Thank you for helping us make this a stronger and safer state. And with that, I will call up your Sheriff, Ric Bradshaw.
Morning, folks. It's great to be here with the Attorney General. She is a tough, tenacious prosecutor, but more than that, every day she's thinking about ways to keep you safe and improve your quality of life. We are very fortunate to have her, and we need to make sure that she stays there. The other person that's here today is John Walsh. I've known John for probably excess of 30 years. He has chased and pursued more dangerous people out here than one can imagine. He has been a great partner to law enforcement as far as tracking down and finding people that have tried to evade the law. He is undoubtedly the finest of the nation as far as making sure that law enforcement is going to succeed in bringing these people to justice. He is truly a great American. Crime Stoppers is important to us, not just because of reporting information that may lead to solving a crime, but in today's atmosphere, when we have mass shootings, we have workplace violence, we have school shootings, there's always a piece of information that's out there that could have helped us prevent, and I use that word prevent, the thing from happening. How many times after these incidents somebody comes forward and says, I knew that was going to happen. Well, why didn't you call somebody? Because they're afraid that somebody's going to find out that they did it, because it's either a loved one, a schoolmate, somebody they work with. So Crime Stoppers is going to be more important than ever, not just to solve cases, but to help us prevent crime out here so people can report these things anonymously and give us a chance to stop these things before they happen. So now it's my pleasure to introduce my good friend and truly a great American, John Walsh.
Thank you all for being here today, and we've got some important business to do, and wish that you would help us spread the word about what we're doing here today. First, I'd like to thank the Attorney General. She is the driving force between making Florida my model and the model for Crime Stoppers nationwide, with the phone number and the app. Ric Bradshaw, you're right. You and I have been buddies for 30 years, done a lot of your cases. You, I think, is this AG, I want to announce today that my hopes are that when Rick DeSantis gets through doing what he has to do, that you run for governor. That's my personal good job that you've done. Rick, you're the sheriff for life, without a doubt. As long as you want to run, you're going to be the sheriff for life. And look at what you've done over the years in this county. And this county is the model for sheriffs all over the United States. I'm going to talk about you in a minute there, Frank. But anyway, I think you all know that our crime rates are the highest they've ever been in the history of the United States. We have more mass murders than any first world country. We have more carjackings. We have more homicides. We are the #1 leader of first world countries in sex trafficking of children. Think about that. It's pretty disgusting. Florida, we're tough. Our crime rate is pretty low, but the rest of the country is melting. So what we have come up with is making Crime Stoppers an example for the entire United States. Some states don't even use the star tips. Some Crime Stoppers are broke, but I wanted to say that this Crime Stopper is the nation's example. You not only can call star tips, you can go to our app. And people ask me all the time, especially teenagers, if I see a kid in my class who I think is going to be a serial killer or a mass shooter, I don't know who to call. I'm not going to call 911. And I go, why? And they say, well, 911, they publicize. It's easy to find out who the caller was. You can recognize the voice. I said, so, okay, call star tips. We guarantee at Crime Stoppers that you will remain anonymous and that you will get paid. We will guarantee that you will get paid that reward. It's kind of interesting that in most Crime Stopper states, half the reward money isn't claimed. People are doing it. All those years I did America's Most Wanted, 25 years, we never gave out awards. Periodically, $1 million reward for an FBI top 10 fugitive, but 50% of the time I gave rewards, very small amount of time. People didn't claim the rewards. They wanted to do the right thing. So we want people to know two things. Crime Stopper guarantees an anonymity, even if you're not calling about a fugitive. If you're calling about a potential problem, if you're calling about someone you know, we don't care about your name, whether you're legal, illegal, where you're from. Tell us where the dirtbag is, and we will make sure that if there's a reward and you want that reward, you're going to get that reward. We made Crime Stoppers the safest place in the United States to report a crime or a potential crime. So, Frank, you've done a great job making Florida the role model that I believe it is. Making it, it's the example. You've done great work. We got a lot more to do. We've got to educate the rest of the country on how to do it the right way, how to do Crime Stoppers the right way, and tell Floridians what the number is. You don't have to call individual Crime Stoppers numbers. You can go star tips, or you can go to our app and get all the information you want. Now our job is to let everybody in Florida know what that number is. And Frank was the father of this effort and has done an incredible job as executive director of the Florida Crime Stoppers Association. Frank, come up here and thank you for all your hard work.
Good morning. It's great to be here in Palm Beach, which, by the way, show you how old I am. Palm Beach, for those of you that don't know, holds the distinction of being the first student or campus Crime Stopper program in the country. So you have a lot to be proud of, a rich tradition here for Crime Stoppers in Palm Beach County. So on behalf of the 26 Crime Stopper programs throughout the state of Florida and our network, I can't tell you how happy and proud I am to be here with our ongoing partnership with the Attorney General's office. This year we're celebrating our 25 years, but I need to give a shout out to Attorney General Ashley Moody. She's the 5th Attorney General in Florida that I've worked with, and head and shoulders, in my opinion, the best, the most innovative, and the most proactive in engaging Crime Stoppers and citizens in our fight against crime. Of course, we're really excited now about having someone that's going to help to get the word out with John Walsh. And so, you know, a lot of people took the pandemic off. You know, things slowed down. There wasn't a whole lot going on, but we utilized that time to not just work harder, but to think and work smarter. And we've said we need to come up with ways to leverage technology to make it easy for our communities and residents to report crime. So short of swearing in every resident in the state of Florida and making them a sworn deputy, in essence, by Crime Stoppers and the tools that we have, we can get them engaged. I like to call them as community ambassadors. We all want to work, as the general said, to make our state stronger and safer. So not only do we have our traditional phone numbers that people have called, we have star tips. We have the ability to go online to websites, and with a couple of clicks, you can report crime that way, or you can also use our Florida Crime Stoppers app. But the hallmark of it is we like to talk about the 3 R's of Crime Stoppers. You've heard about the 3 R's of education. We have the 3 R's of Crime Stoppers: report, remain, and receive. It's report crime, remain anonymous, and receive a cash reward. A lot of people ask, how do you remain anonymous? When you report any Crime Stopper to any Crime Stopper, report crime that way, or you can also use our Florida Crime Stoppers app. But the hallmark of it is we like to talk about the 3 R's of Crime Stoppers. You've heard about the 3 R's of education. We have the 3 R's of Crime Stoppers: report, remain, and receive. It's report crime, remain anonymous, and receive a cash reward. A lot of people ask, how do you remain anonymous? When you report any Crime Stopper to any Crime Stopper, cash in an envelope, and the person drives away, completely anonymous. I can tell you that cash in an envelope and the person drives away. Them engaged, I like to call them as community ambassadors. We all want to work, as the general said, to make our state stronger and safer. So not only do we have our traditional phone numbers that people have called, we have star tips. We have the ability to go online to websites, and with a couple of clicks, you can report crime that way, or you can also use our Florida Crime Stoppers app. But the hallmark of it is we like to talk about the 3 R's of Crime Stoppers. You've heard about the 3 R's of education. We have the 3 R's of Crime Stoppers: report, remain, and receive. It's report crime, remain anonymous, and receive a cash reward. A lot of people ask, how do you remain anonymous? When you report any Crime Stopper to any Crime Stopper, report any Crime Stopper to any Crime Stopper, through our crime tipster that has cash in an envelope and the person drives away. Cash in an envelope and the person drives away. cash in an envelope and the person drives away, completely anonymous. I can tell you that I'm not aware of any tipster that has been compromised in decades through our Crime Stopper program here in the state of Florida. So we've done an awful lot, but now the big part is to get the word out to our community. And that's what we're so excited about, John Walsh, is making the public aware that they can report this crime, they can remain anonymous, and depending upon the crime can be eligible for a huge reward. So we're really excited about launching from here. We've done a lot of great things, but we can do better. And we'd love to see the crime rate here in the state of Florida continue to drop and to be the lowest. We're the third largest state in the union, but wouldn't it be great for us to have the lowest crime rate anywhere in the country, even compared to like North Dakota or Wyoming, somewhere where basically the only crime is cow tipping. So we're really excited about this, and I just want to thank all the partners and thank you to Sheriff Bradshaw for hosting this.
All right, well, we appreciate you being here. As you can tell, we are really excited, not just about the announcement of this campaign and initiative to enlist Floridians to help us solve crime using Star Tips or the Florida Crime Stoppers app that we have recently developed and launched. That is also important, but we are also excited that we get to live in a state like Florida with so many men and women committed every day and passionate about making this the strongest and safest state in the nation. We'd be happy to take any questions that you may have at this time. Yes, ma'am. Yes, so we established it a couple of years ago, got that up and running. It then became a nationwide number based on Florida's example. And now we're launching the campaign to roll this out to Floridians to get them involved with John Walsh. And hopefully, I read you the numbers previously. I can do that again. I think it was last year alone, in the last 12 months, 59,000 citizen tips were reported to Florida Crime Stoppers. We're hoping that that number increases with the launch of this campaign. You'll be seeing more of us and more of John Walsh through social media and videos to encourage more participation in solving crimes. All right, well, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here.
Could I say one thing with you?
Sure.
There's lots of law enforcement here. There's U.S. Marshals, sheriffs. Last year was the deadliest year in the history of law enforcement. More cops got killed in the line of duty. We may break that this year. So all the cops that are here, God bless you. Thank you for risking your lives to keep us safe.
Thank you so much. Thank you for saying that. And we appreciate always those that are willing to promote and announce the incredible heroes that serve this state, those that are learning and training now to serve this state as our new law enforcement heroes. Florida has embarked on a nationwide campaign. I launched a Be a Florida Hero initiative to recruit folks from around the nation that want to join you, and be part of a state that lifts up and promotes this incredible profession of law enforcement. We thank you, our families thank you, and the future success of this state relies on you. We appreciate you so much.
Thanks, folks.
Okay, God bless you guys. Stay safe.
Good job.